Dan Aubrey, 92 Marshall Avenue. Good evening. Just want to quickly say the neighbors of Marshall Avenue are appreciative of the attention that we give it. We're not out of the woods yet, but and we're going to be vigilant in staying with it. Thank you. We're appreciative. It's taking some time, but we appreciate it. We appreciate the time with the chief of police and the staff there. They're very helpful. So I want to just acknowledge that.
And Councilman Strand especially.
Yes, I did. Wanted to say that. Thank you. We appreciate the attention, especially since you're not running for the election. Really, and that means something. And so it is a community feel for this, and it is part of the community. We're not looking to be nasty or anything. We're just one of the things that keeps coming to mind was the lack of civility that is now developing in our culture more and more, and for people who reach out with compromise or listen to hear what people. It becomes to the point where sometimes it doesn't happen, which brings it up to when I was talking to some attorneys at the New Jersey League of Municipalities about situations like this. They said it's unfortunate that lack of civility is becoming a problem, and we need maybe some ordinances and things like that to correct that. And I'm not for all sorts of laws, but this keeps coming back that this situation could have been mitigated a lot easier if there was just something on the books that just said, hey, come on, you got to talk about this. And so again, it's like addressing an ordinance, and there are simple things, and I shared some of them with President Martin, if you remember. If not, I'll send them again. I got them from the League of Municipality, and I have some other things. And if you're interested in communicating with me more on this, I'll be happy to be involved with it. That said, we're moving into some other issues. But I've said this before, but she's not here. She just walked. Cynthia, about what was going on in the budgets, being clear on that. The clarity, openness, and accuracy of things is really important. Just rather than state things, be accurate. Let's be accurate and get the information and be clear. And in the budgets, clear. I attended the one budget meeting, and there was a call for the sewer system. How it was being broken down more into clear language. I support that, and I would encourage the council and the administration to embrace something like a new life here of clarity, openness, give people information regarding Oprahs and things like that. Just open the doors, be clear, and be as open as possible, and be accurate. Have the information right there. That's it. Thank you. There's a nice digs here, and so we'll be spending the summer in air conditioning. So thank you.
I don't know if that's a good thing. I don't count the most applause.
Steve Clegg, Wolfpack Road. I'd like to know who's managing the animal shelter now?
Ms. Mumford.
Ms. Mumford.
Mary Mumford.
And she reports directly to you?
Correct.
What is Nicole Moller's job at the animal shelter?
Nicole is there to maintain all the records and do the assistant supervisor.
So she's the assistant shelter manager?
That's not her title, it's still a service title, but she's acting as an assistant.
Okay. Was that job advertised?
No, she was transferred from the health department.
How was she chosen?
We felt that she would be a good fit for there, and she's doing a very good job so far.
Is part of that because she is Jeff Plunkett's goddaughter?
No, because she's not. She's not his goddaughter. I mean, I heard before she was his niece, now I hear she's his goddaughter. They're both false.
Okay. Why does she need an office?
Because she works there, and she's maintaining medication, she's maintaining the records.
But you didn't, when I asked you what her job was, you didn't mention anything about medication.
Well, I don't have a full job description, but she's there every day.
And she needs her own office.
Yes.
Okay, so why doesn't she just share an office with Ms. Munford?
We feel it's better to have her own office. We went over there and looked at it. I don't know what the problem with that is.
So you looked at the office she's using now?
Yeah, whenever there, sure.
I think the problem is the expense to renovate a room and turn it into an office. I think that's the objection.
I don't think there was very much expense for it.
How much is it since she, one, submitted a request to have a window put in, and two, within that request, it stated there's no ventilation in the room, and it's a fire hazard.
She hasn't gotten a window.
I didn't say she got one, I said the request was put in.
Yeah. So people request a lot of things in budgets. They get turned down a lot.
Okay, but she's sitting in an office with no ventilation.
It's an interior office. It's not uncommon.
Okay, so why does, which space was taken away from the other shelter operations for her to have an office?
I don't think that space was being used for anything before.
Really? Interesting. I have another question about the Oprah request. I believe Mr. Balin indicated, and it was supposed to be on the agenda for every council meeting, is the running costs of the Oprah request for the township.
I don't recall that it was ever said to me that it was going to be on the agenda every month for the quote-unquote running costs.
You might, you got to talk into that.
I said that I don't remember council ever saying to me it's a running request, or monthly request for the running costs of putting that in quotes. But I did say I would provide a report as to what has been settled, and I do have that information. The only reason I didn't share it before was because it was in the consent
Go right
agenda.
ahead.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so,
go right ahead.
so,
Well, not during your time.
Right, but don't take away from
yeah,
Steve's.
go ahead and finish your
Okay.
time, Mr. Clegg, and then I'll run
All
through
right,
it.
I just want to ask, when you tally that up, we'd like to know the number of cases settled and the actual cost, not just for the settlement, but for the lawyer fees that the
I don't
township
have
has to
those
pay.
figures.
Okay. So I have one other question about the animal shelter. The volunteer applications go to you, Dave, Mr. Kenny?
I see them just in terms of the contract that's going to be signed by the volunteer.
What other criteria is used to either accept or deny an application?
From what I understand, there was only, I know of one that was turned down, I was told, because the person indicated that he or she wanted input as to who got to adopt dogs and cats. And really, my understanding of volunteers, we have quite a few volunteers from Mayview who walk the dogs every day, and that's probably what most of the volunteers will do, but I don't think there's going to be very many, if any, that are turned down.
Is there a criteria that is looked at?
I'm not aware of a criteria, no.
If there is a criteria, who would be doing that? Who would be evaluating?
Well, I think initially Marion Mumford makes the call as to whether it's somebody they think they can work with.
So Marion has the discretion to turn away volunteers.
Yes.
And is there a criteria listed for that?
Well, I don't know if there's no hard and fast criteria. As I said, I think almost all of them will be approved.
How would you know?
Well, somebody can certainly appeal it to me if they feel they've been wrongly turned down as a volunteer, and we'll take a look at it.
Well, Dave, in all fairness, one of the problems that we've had is that the shelter has not been cooperating with folks who want to volunteer and foster organizations. So can we kind of, first of all, can council see the contract, the volunteer contract, or can we get a copy of that?
And the other issue is the lack of any clear policy. It always seems to be left to the discretion of somebody, whatever mood they happen to be in that day, whether it be for approving volunteers or killing animals or following the law.
Are you
So-
aware of anyone who's been turned down?
No,
No?
no.
Okay.
But I didn't ask if anybody was turned down. I asked what is the approval process and what is the
Well, if
criteria?
nobody's turned down, you know, I think you're looking for a problem rather than a solution.
No, I'm looking,
There's no problem.
I'm looking for whether or not there is a policy.
So, I told you, I'm not aware of any criteria. I think we'll take all volunteers. You know, as I said, one of my biggest disappointments in this is, you know, we are providing information to a lot more foster groups. Last meeting, there was a woman from a cat rescue group. They got in touch with us. They were called within a few days. Unfortunately, they didn't have room to take some cats that had come in. But we're reaching out to these rescue groups, and unfortunately, we have animals there that rescue groups don't seem to be interested in. Some of the older pit bulls. That's a problem. It's a problem throughout the state, I understand.
Okay. Thank you.
Mike, do you have the information
Yes.
as you quite asked
Yes.
for?
To date, in 2019, now I'm going to give you the first number. There was a settlement in the amount of $5,800, which was at the very beginning of this year, which was basically for a matter that was handled last year. That was paid in 2019, $5,800. The other one that's been paid to date was $2,500. So actually paid to date is $8,300. Now, today, at tonight's meeting, the council authorized the payment of two other settlements. One was for $1,575, and the other one was for $5,500. And then I will report to you as of today, we had a hearing on a matter in front of Judge Jacobson that a counsel fee was awarded to the plaintiff in that case, although the order has not yet been entered, so I will report at the next meeting what that award was. But plaintiff was awarded a legal fee in the case that I argued this morning in front of Judge Jacobson. So that's that. So to date, we've actually had four cases, one which went back to really 2018, was resolved in the early part of January this year, that we made payments to plaintiffs for legal fees.
Mike,
And one other thing I just would like to report, just for the purpose of putting some things in perspective. Today's the 169th day of the year. Clerk's office has received 1,088 Oprah requests to date. And additionally, the clerk's office has sent out responses totaling approximately 59,806 pages of material since January 1st.
Thank you, Mike. Janet?
just while Janet's on her way up, Mike, are there
Yes.
any other payouts that were not through the courts and so therefore aren't public record at this point that we need to be aware of?
No, let me say this, Rick, the only payouts that have been made have been cases for legal fees where complaints were actually filed against us on an Oprah matter. And any of the payouts have to be approved by council. So the numbers that I gave you included two that we settled,
Okay.
that were not, awards by the court.
Okay.
You ready for me? Janet Mosner, 2 Waltham Court, Hamilton Square. Mr. Kenny, I want to tell you about two volunteer
Hey
applications.
Janet, can you talk into the microphone?
Janet Mosner, 2 Waltham Court, Hamilton Square. Mr. Kenny, I'll tell you about two applications. I'm an easel volunteer. My friend's an easel volunteer. She called me today. She went last Monday, put an application in, handed it to John. She loves mastiffs, and you had the mastiffs there. She called today to see if she was approved. They lost her application. It's gone. Okay, now mine, I was there, it's going to be 2 weeks tomorrow. I went in and I spoke with Anthony and Nicole. Now, Anthony was very cold, because right on the first page, it asked you information, like, and so I put in there that experienced easel volunteer. Very cold. I was telling him how I do adoption events and how I would, that's my specialty in Easel. Every weekend I take dogs and I put them in social media. We're going to the event, we're here, you know, these are my buddies. Wasn't interested in any of that. He said that they get plenty of exposure by walking around the industrial park. Okay, that's crazy. Then I saw them look at me, like I saw them look at each other like, you know, like I was crazy when I was telling them like some ideas and whatnot. So then I'm running home and I get a call from Anthony. And he asked me if I'm the same Janet Mosner that's on Facebook that posts about dead dogs, about the shelter dogs. Because the night before the election, I posted on there about the indicted picture of Plunkett and Benjabendo, and then there's a stock photo that they have like dogs like laying like that shows like euthanized dogs. That's a stock photo that people use. Well, he didn't like it, and he says to me, "You posted that and you want to volunteer here?" And I said, "Well, you have killed many dogs, and I don't want it to happen ever again." And he says, "Well, I'm going to screenshot this, and I'm going to attach it to your application." Yeah,
And that was Anthony?
Anthony.
Everybody.
Yes.
Oh, was there an implication that that photo was taken at the Hamilton shelter?
No, no, it was just, you know, stock, it's a stock photo that's there. I love dogs, that's my passion. And I didn't like the reaction. I don't even want to volunteer there anymore. You have to clean it out. It has a lot of issues. And like I say, now my friend was there Monday, and they lost it. Something's wrong.
Oh, well, let me check on that, but have your friend reapply. If you want to send me a copy, that's fine too. Be happy.
But it says Easel on it. You don't want anybody that has anything to do with Easel. And I'm sorry, we went there because we couldn't volunteer in our own shelter.
You mean some of our employees don't want anything to do with
No,
people
it's
from Eagle?
even in the paper that you don't want anything to do with anybody with Easel.
I haven't heard that. I mean, I've heard rumors that Easel wants to take over.
No,
the
they
shelter.
don't. They do
I mean,
not.
I've heard rumors, so I don't know if that's,
No,
I
that's
don't
not-
have any reason
no.
to believe that's true. So
No.
I don't have any problem with somebody who's a member of Easel.
Well, I got the whole treatment when I went in there. They were very rude to me. Very, very rude. And then they lose my friends. So I'd like to know what's attached to my application. So they have all my information and then they go on Facebook, search me out and decide that I'm gonna, I mean, something's wrong. Okay? Thank you very much.
Thank you, Janet. Lisa?
Hi, everyone. My name is Lisa. I run Nature and Avenue. This is very hard for me to discuss. I have 4 children in the township. And I'm going to cry. Last week,